Okay, let's see if we can do this way. Might be a little bit tricky, but we'll see how we go. I know everyone loves a story, so let's see how. I've just written this one up pretty much today. It's The Little Sweep 'em Up Boy, original piece by John McBride. Okay, there we are. Once upon a time, there was a little boy who worked at a circus. He was known as the Little Sweep 'em Up Boy, for it was his job to go around at night and sweep up all the rubbish after the people had left the circus, all the toy hats and lolly papers and straw. So he didn't have a very interesting job at all, really. Also, I should like to point out that he did not have a mother or a father, for he was just a little orphan boy, and the manager of the circus took pity on him and gave him his job as the Little Sweep 'em Up Boy. Let's move that down a bit. Anyway, at night he would go around like a good little boy and sweep up all the rubbish and leftover things. He was really very lonely and quite sad and all alone in the world, all except, of course, for his circus friends, who took pity on him. Well, during the course of time he made friends with the lion, and he used to sit at night by the cage and pat the lion through the bars of the lion cage. He would talk very softly, very quietly to the lion, and the lion would often lick the little boy's hand, and the lion appeared to weep. They were both so very, very desperately sad, and they found comfort together in their mutual and deep sorrow. You see, the poor lion was being so badly abused and mistreated by the lion tamer, who had a very nasty whip. The lion tamer would crack his whip and make the lion perform all these hard tricks. Every night when the circus was filled with people, the proud and nasty lion tamer would come out all puffed up, with a red jacket on, white trousers on, all armed with a pistol on his belt and holding a chair in his left hand to frighten the poor bewildered lion. And he would make him jump through rings of fire, roll on the floor, jump through hoops and loops and paw and count on the straw. The poor lion did it all very obediently, of course, but he was very, very afraid. So you see, after everyone had gone home and all was quiet, the Little Sweep 'em Up Boy would always talk to the lion, because really that was his only friend. And as I said, the lion, who was so very depressed and so very sad, loved the little boy as well. So in their sadness and loneliness they had each other, for they were true friends. And as time passed, the lion tamer became worse and worse, always cracking his whip and whirling his chair, shouting and bellowing loudly and really frightening the poor, depressed, sad lion. Oh, it was all getting too much, and the poor lion, although he loved the little boy, he really just wanted to run away somewhere and hide. Well, wouldn't you believe it? With a bit of luck, one night the lion tamer, who had been drinking, forgot to put the latch on the lion's cage. Well, here was his golden opportunity. Now I've lost my place. Well, here we are. Well, wouldn't you believe it, with a bit of luck, one night the lion tamer, who had been drinking, forgot to put the latch on the lion's cage. Well, here was his golden opportunity, and the lion pushed the cage door open with his paw and ran fast away into the inky blackness of the night, and off he ran far, far, far away up into the hills, and he hid in some bushes. He was so very glad to have run away. No more whips and shouting of commands and general bad behaviour from that nasty, cruel, drunken lion tamer. Then, the next day, the manager of the circus found that the lion had escaped from his cage. Goodness me, what can be done, he thought, without the lion? He mused. We won't have a grand act. So off he went to the lion tamer's caravan and found him there, all dead drunk and with a hangover. Where is the lion? Shouted the manager of the circus. The bewildered lion tamer said, I don't know where he is. Well, you go and find him, shouted the manager. Oh, I couldn't do that, replied the lion tamer, for he will eat me. Well, the little boy with the broom, who had been standing by, listening, boldly stepped forward and then very meekly said, Sir, I think I know where the lion is, and I shall try to find him for you. This seemed to please the manager, who smiled and went on his way. That night the little boy went out into the darkness alone, looking for his lion friend. He went right up into the hills, which was a long way for just a little boy, and he was calling out for him, crying, Lion, lion, dearest lion, where are you? After a while he was so tired, when all of a sudden he noticed some eyes peering out of a bush. I get these distraction email things coming in. Sorry about that. Yes, after a while he was so tired, when all of a sudden he noticed some eyes peering out of a bush. He said, Is that you, lion? Yes, said the lion, who was so very frightened, but still pleased to hear the friendly soft voice of the little boy. Oh, do come back to the circus, dear lion, said the little boy. We won't have an act without you, and we shall all go poor. Oh, no, said the lion, I can't ever go back there. You know how frightened I am of the lion tamer, who cracks his whip and frightens me every single night. Well, the little boy did not know what to do, so he pleaded with the lion to please come back to the circus with him. And as a result of this, the lion thought, this little boy loves me. I can't let him down. So, very reluctantly, he followed the little boy all the way back to the circus, feeling very sad and depressed about his now present prospects. When he arrived back at the circus, the little sweep-em-up boy gently and quietly put the lion back into the cage and closed the latch on his door to the lion's cage so that he would not run away ever again. Well, with a big smile, when the manager of the circus saw this, he was truly astonished and amazed. What a good little boy you are for finding the lion and bringing him back to the circus. I'm so very proud of you for being such a very good boy. I have decided that you are no longer to be the little sweep-em-up boy, and that you are now the new lion tamer. And the old lion tamer is to be the sweep-em-up man. And with that he thrust the broom into the old lion tamer's hands. Well, what a complete joy it was for that little boy and the lion now and every night, when all the children and their mothers and fathers came to the circus. There they saw the previously very sad little boy who used to sweep up all the straw, and a sad boy who was previously so very sad and very lonely, become the new star act at the circus, and with no pistol, whip or chair, and the lion lovingly doing all the tricks which now he enjoyed to do to please the children, and above all to please the dear little boy who was so truly, very truly, oh so loved by the wonderfully happy lion. And as with all stories, they have an end, but this story went on, as the little boy who loved the lion lived happily ever after, and they never, ever, ever, ever